Hola estudiantes, buenas tardes, ¿cómo estás? I would like to give you an introduction to your textbook. We have two platforms that we're going to be using in this course. The first one is this Pearson website that's connected to your new libro favorito, Mosaicos, and then the other one is Moodle, which is connected with AB Tech. So for this one, when you log in, this is what you're going to see. And at first I'd like to call your attention here to the Tune Up Your Browser. It's really important. It's actually crucial that you do this and tune up your browser, because otherwise you're going to get all kinds of error readings every time you try and click anywhere. And then you'll want to contact the tech people and they'll say, well, have you updated your browser? It's going to ask you to update Java and different things, and go ahead and say yes. Otherwise, you won't be able to carry out the activities. The second thing I'd like to call your attention to is this disable pop-up blockers. I just clicked on it. You want to disable all of your pop-ups because everything that is done here, all of the activities are pop-ups. So there's a test, pop-up, everything's a pop-up. So you definitely want to disable those. Here, setting the course time zone. I recommend that you do go ahead and do that. If you don't, then, if everything is due at 11:59 on Sunday evening each week, you could potentially turn it in late or whatever, turn it in early. It's no problem. If you want to do it early, that's great. But you can work ahead and do things that aren't due until July if you really want to, once I get them posted. But you don't want to be late, because I don't accept late work, and I can't emphasize this enough. I'm sorry to be a real stickler about this, but it's important to me that all of my students turn in their assignments Sunday by midnight. So let's say you had some technical difficulties at 11:30 on a Sunday night. Can't help you. Your internet crashes. You need to work ahead at a pace in which you can keep up with the coursework. So that is something that I feel very strongly about. I can't accept late work. The computer's set up to do it, and that's that. This one right here, to take the tour. If you want to do that, that's great. If you don't, I get it. That's
Welcome
okay
to
too.
your My Language Labs course.
So
This student tour will show you how to
starts out sounding
navigate.
like, which is great. If you don't have time, I understand, but you could, go back. It's very helpful and useful, and you could go look at it another time. Here's my little welcome message. I would like to call your attention over here to the calendar. This is where you're going to find everything that you need to turn in. So here we are in May. I'm recording this May 26th because I just got my info for you. But here is the first week's assignments that I've posted on the calendar. Eventually, in a short time, you will see a little clock also located on each and every Sunday, and it will contain all of the assignments that will be due that week. And so let's go ahead and click on this one and take a look at your first week's assignments. So here they are. You're going to go, I may edit these, I may not, but you're going to go ahead and click on these and work through them. So let me show you some features. I'm just going to pick one. This one is my trial. So this one is asking you, and they will ask you to do different things. Some of them are drag and drop, some of them are multiple choice, some of them are listen. So different things. They're all fairly short and simple. There will be a lot of them. There's 10 to 15 or so, maybe a few more. Some of them are very short, like this one, for each week. So you would start here and you would listen to the little...
Hola, me llamo María. ¿Y tú cómo te llamas?
And you go, let me see, what do I want to do? So you would choose whichever one you want. Now let's say I'm really busy and I know this one is that, but for these I don't even know what the answer is. I'm just going to click, 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 and I'm going to finish and submit for grading. I've completed it. Yes, I want to finish. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that in. And oh look, I only got a 66, 66.67, and I'm not pleased with that score, understandably. Well, I have set it up so that for each of these activities, you can try as many times as you need to. You have unlimited attempts on all of your activities. So if you get a score and you're not pleased, then by all means try again. So I'm going to hit try again. There's a method for this. I'll show you in a moment. So let's say here you are, but you need help with this activity. You're stuck. You don't know what to do. So if you hover over this one right here, the need help with this activity, it brings up this, which is really useful because you can go straight to the textbook pages that tell you exactly what this is. Let me move this over a little bit so that you can see your e-text. And here is your e-text located. So I'm going to go back and hover. You could go to your e-text, also up here, and check things out there. It tells you the page number where this information is located on. It gives you the vocabulary list, which is on page 28, happens to be the longer list, the general, or you can use flashcards, which hopefully you've made your very own and you have homemade flashcards, but lots of different options for you. If you're still not getting it, which maybe isn't so pertinent with this one, but maybe when we get to other things like conjugating, stem changing verbs, you may want to go to this verb chart. This glossary is essentially the dictionary of all of your vocabulary words in your texto, A to Z, so you can check there. More resources, something for you to play with. User guide, to tell you where to look, and the tutorials. There are lots of tutorials available for you that would help you to complete this particular exercise if you don't feel like you're getting the score you want. So by all means, go back and try again if you didn't get the score that you wanted. So I'm going to close this out and I'm going to leave the site. And here we are back again. So I'm going to go back to today's view. So, and here's the calendar. As I mentioned, pretty soon I'll be assigning the different activities for the other weekends. All assignments are due on Sundays at 11:59 midnight. And I can't stress this enough. I don't accept late work. I don't want you to get in a bind. Do not wait until Sunday to begin, because on each of these days, there will be, like I mentioned, 15 or so smaller activities. So if you start on Sunday, you will end up hating me and also yourself because you procrastinated. So ideally, you would start on Monday and go through a few activities, and each day you would do a few. If you know you have a busy weekend coming up, there's something happening, or you want to go camping or whatever, then by all means, start them early and knock them out before the weekend. That way you know they're in, and avail yourself of the opportunity to redo them as many times as you want, and to check out the resources like the tutorials, the e-text, later on verb chart, more resources, etc. in addition to that other little tab. What can I take you to now? Let's see, to assignments, to course materials. Let's see. Okay, I'm not sure if you have that. Let me call your attention to this. This is important, the grades tab. Don't bother with the grades tab. I'm not going to use this. I will see your grades as they are submitted in Myspanishlab, and I will transfer these grades over to Moodle. So I will not be in this grade book looking at the grades, except to export them to Moodle, which is much more intuitive as to much as keeping a grade book and keeping up with all of that. Lastly, I wanted to tell you about the Communicate tab. I don't recommend using this to contact me. I will check my this email, but not so often. If you would like to have an answer from me, I would recommend that you contact me at my abtech Karen B. Garcia at abtech.edu. And I check my email multiple times a day, and I'll get back with you much more quickly. Yeah, don't do this one unless you're not in a hurry. It's a non-urgent question. I know that there is a big learning curve in learning to use these online materials because I'm doing it myself as your instructor. I haven't worked with these particular platforms before, but I'm here to discover how to do it and do it well. If you're having issues with the technology, by all means, click up here, the support tab. If you're having issues with the content, then you want to contact me down here at my email. I can't really help you with the technical things. Not so much because I'm learning the technology, but because when students contact me, I can't see your screen. I contacted support myself, and they were very helpful in getting me all set up and explaining things to me so that I could help you get started. So I know that there is a learning curve for these online platforms. Be patient with yourself. And if you need help and I can help you, I'll be happy to chat with you on Google Hangouts or answer your question via email. Or by all means, I'll make a little video just for you to explain whatever issue you're having. We'll work together to make sure you have a great experience. So thanks for watching y buenas tardes. Hasta luego.